You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
The best and worst Spider-Man movie ever made.
Amen.
Spider-Man 3.
It's definitely a surprise.
Yes.
Not expecting it to be as good as it was.
Welcome to Talk This Way.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye. No. Welcome to Talk This Way. For those of you just joining, my name is Andrew Luttrell. And this is my podcast where we talk about movies that are really old, but we find really funny or we just enjoy them very, very much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, we watched Spider-Man 3, which was surprisingly really, really good. I was surprised at how good it was.
I was not expecting it. I was not expecting to have it as an enjoyable time as I had with it. I was like, well, this is actually pretty good. I was like, this is the worst one?
Yeah,
But that's what I love
exactly.
about it. Even the worst one is still fun to watch.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
So, but
No, I agree. It was, well, I mean, we'll talk about it more later, but it was so much better than I thought. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I just liked it a lot more. So yeah, these are my co-hosts, Ethan Russell,
What's up? What's up?
who was just talking, and then Brandon Milam.
Well, hi.
Well, hi.
Hi, well there.
Yes. So, real quick, off the top of your head, what was your favorite part of this movie, specifically this?
When
No, you know what? Specifically, the third act of this movie.
Do you want me to say the dance number?
Maybe.
Only this part from the 135-minute mark to the 145-minute mark.
Right.
Your favorite part from that scene.
From that, the dance
Never
scene is your
scratch it.
favorite part.
Your favorite part of dialogue from this whole movie. Hey, scratch that. We're stopping the podcast.
We already know what it is.
We already know
Right.
what it is. Okay.
No,
I guess
seriously.
I'll
Okay.
go first.
Yep.
My favorite part of the whole movie was when Peter and Harry had their had their fight. Not the first one, the second one where
Not-
they were in.
Not the one down that 2 million mile long alley.
Yes, not that one. The
Not that
one
one.
where they were at Harry's mansion and then they fought. That was literally
Some dirt in your eye?
it put some dirt in your eye. Literally, the
I
best
don't
part
think he
about
said
it is
that
like
there.
I don't think he did either. That
He said it like...
That was to the reporter guy.
put some dirt in your eye.
Remember? I mean, he didn't say
Oh,
it
I'm
to
thinking
the
of a-
reporter.
I'm thinking of a
guy.
totally
Memes
different
came
line.
from this movie too. But yes, my favorite part because it was funny, but it was also actually interesting in a story standpoint. Standpoint. I actually was like, whoa, this is. I mean, it's funny. The action was actually really good. I was surprised by how good and cool everything looked during that fight scene, and the whole scene where he freaking threw the bomb and he was like.
Yeah, I mean, the
and threw it
freaking
back at him. It was great.
the CGI in this movie was way better.
I was
all
sur-
of that.
I was surprised. I was like, this is 2007, but it's not bad. I
Yeah.
was like, this is. I mean,
Well, not. I mean, I don't give a crap about the year, but think about the other two movies previous to this one. This one, the CGI was just way better, and I mean, it's the CGI, but it's still the editing and stuff in that regard. It
Yeah.
was all so much better, especially way better than the second one. I think
Mhm.
so. I don't know. What do you think?
I think they just had more money at that point.
That's true.
You know? Sony
Maybe.
was like, I like that last one.
One and
I'll give it
two,
some money.
one and two
But
got boatloads of money, so they had boatloads of money to make this one. So they were like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So they threw 8 different characters in the mix and tried to make them all work at the same time, and it really didn't. That's my hot take. But
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
we'll get there.
we'll get there.
Brandon, what was your favorite part?
I don't think I really had a favorite scene
Mm-hmm.
per se, but
Okay.
I think my favorite part about that movie is that they actually made Sandman an interesting character.
Actually, I was surprised.
Yeah.
With the guy with the least personality.
And the least, I mean, he's sand.
He's sand, bruh.
We got guy with 4 arms, 4 robot arms. We got Electro. We got Venom, and we got Goblin, and then we got a guy made out of sand.
But that's the thing. He had the most interesting
But
story.
I would argue that he had the best character
Exactly.
out of all of them, even more than Goblin. Although I will say Goblin was a better acted character, and
Mhm.
Oh, sure.
This
for
is
that. But the story wise and background story or whatever, Sandman was the best.
Mhm.
So Cool.
Just realized how far away I had the mic away from my face.
Oh.
You're good.
No one's gonna hear what I said before now.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, hopefully they'll be fine.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Hey.
So yeah, Spider-Man 3, released on May 4th, 2007. It was the number 16 in the list of the top movies of 2007. Like, it was in the top 20, I guess, of all movies that came out in 2007.
Bro, that's kind of crap.
I know. Well, listen. Let me think. The top movies that beat. So these are the movies that beat Spider-Man 3. Like, that was in the top. In
We're
that
talking
list.
about like
from
gross?
15. No. Just like when you Google top movies of 2007. IMDb. This is what comes up. So yeah, these are movies like from basically 15 or from the first through the 15th or backwards. I don't know. I don't remember how I did it. So Transformers beat this movie. Ratatouille, the
Okay.
Disney
All
Pixar
right.
movie, beat this movie. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix beat this movie. And then Simon Pegg's Hot Fuzz beat this movie as well.
Really?
Yes, I was surprised about that one. That's why I put this in here.
I was
Ratatouille
surprised.
came out that long ago.
2007? Holy crap. Dude, and a lot of
Oh, I feel old, dog.
a lot of famous movies came out in 2007.
Dang.
2007, I mean.
You feeling me now?
Oh my god.
Transformers, Ratatouille.
I remember seeing that, man.
I'm surprised Ratatouille came out the same as Hot Fuzz.
That's true.
And like, dang.
When I think of Spider-Man 3, I think, oh, that came out like long before my existence, but no, it wasn't
No.
that long ago.
really wasn't.
Because like I don't remember it coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing Ratatouille. I
And you were like,
was like, yo.
Spider-Man 3 was still one of the like highest grossing films
I was
of
about to say,
2007,
there's
but
no way.
fan rating wise, it was beat by all those other movies. So,
it makes sense.
yeah. But anyway, all right. So, we got a special guest reading the plot this episode. Brandon
that?
Milam.
Oh.
You said who's
Oh, it's me.
yeah. So yeah, if you want to take over and read the plot real quick.
All right. Peter Parker has finally managed to piece together the once broken parts of his life, maintaining a balance between his relationship with Mary Jane and his responsibility as Spider-Man. But more challenges arise for our young hero. Peter's old friend Harry Osborn is set out for revenge against Peter, taking up the mantle of his late father's persona as the new Goblin, or Hobgoblin. And Peter must also capture Uncle Ben's real killer, Flint Marko, who has also transformed into his toughest foe yet, Sandman. Yeah, shut up.
No, you good.
All hope seems lost when suddenly Peter's suit turns jet black and greatly amplifies his powers. But when it also begins to greatly amplify the much darker qualities of Peter's personality that he begins to lose himself to. Peter has to reach deep inside himself to free the compassionate hero he used to be if he is ever to conquer the darkness within and face not only his greatest enemies, but also himself.
Dang.
Amen.
Yeah, amen.
I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. Yeah, that. Oh man, I don't know. I like the plot. It's so hard because Spider-Man 2 has such a close place in my heart, you know, because of the nostalgia or whatever from it, like I said last episode. But like, I don't know. I feel like the plot was way better in this one.
Kinda,
Yeah.
low-key, I'm not going to lie, like, I still didn't really know what Doc Ock's, like,
Yeah.
in-game was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was going to make a reactor, then what?
Right.
Like,
I
what was
mean-
his plan? To, like,
I think he
suck
just went
the-
power hungry or
I
something.
guess so, but then he was wanting to suck the whole world up, I guess, or something. I don't know what was going on, but I'm
Yeah,
sure I just
I
totally
don't
am
get
missing
it.
something, but
Yeah, no, it's just like, but even in like in the writing, like story wise, the way that this story just goes from one point to another. Like there are points in this movie where I feel like it goes a little long, but I mean, even then, the plot is just like story wise, you're kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's no wasted time, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I know what I just said was kind of contradicting, but like, you know, you could have done a little bit without Spider-Man's like gothic mode or like, you know, whatever that he did, but you know, that doesn't really, yes, it's a part of the plot, but like you could take that out and the plot wouldn't be too affected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would argue that the plot would be better. So I guess it would be affected a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be too bad. So Yeah, that was super cool. The budget for this movie was $258 million estimated.
Nice.
Again, Spider-Man 1's was only 139. So, what you guys were saying earlier was right. Opening weekend, it made 151 million, almost 152.
Dang.
That's USA opening weekend, and then gross USA, it made 336 million. Now, cumulative worldwide gross was way more than all the other ones. It was almost $900 million.
Crap.
Whoa.
Yeah, the first one only made 825 million, and then the second one made in between that. So I was like, that for a third movie? Wow. I'm surprised. I'm like, that's a lot of I mean, it got a lot more in China, I think is what it was.
Oh, anything makes more in China,
I know,
True.
right?
including
Except right
people.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking that
That's
out.
true.
My bad.
No. You both said something. You're like, except for right now.
I was talking about the coronavirus thing. 'cause
Right.
Nothing is happening
Ooh.
in China right now.
Yeah, everything's closed down and everybody's in a hospital.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just surprised. I was like, that's a lot of money for a part 3 or like, an episode 3 or whatever of a trilogy, especially Spider-Man. Like I really wasn't expecting that big of a number for the third one. I was expecting it to be a little bit more than the first one, but less than the second one. That's usually how it works with, the third movie in a trilogy, but this one did really good, which is funny because I think it was The Force Awakens made more than the Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker.
It makes sense though, because like it's Star Wars.
Yeah,
So-
I guess Star Wars has a different category.
Here's the thing, and that's the thing. Like Force Awakens was like the first movie in a long time, so everyone was like, "Oh, Star Wars! Gotta watch this movie!" And then after they saw that first movie, they were like,
Whoa. I can't
What
speak.
did you just
Dang.
say?
Chronologically.
You're trying to say coronavirus.
No, you know what? Forget that. I'm not even gonna try to say that again.
Yeah, no.
There's a 30-year time gap between the story. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least one reason why it made more.
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yes.
Force Awakens?
Yeah, it's like, and it pushed a lot of nostalgia. It's like in the first trailer, Millennium Falcon at the end, and
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
hyped it up a lot with nostalgia.
Yeah.
And then they were like, everybody gotta go
It was
to the
my
theater.
childhood.
It's my childhood. Gotta go see the movie.
That was my dad.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that whole thing forever.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Anyway, yeah. So with that being said, let's segue into the ad real quick. We don't have our Arizona sweet tea, so we can't really
Shoot.
speak much.
Crap.
But that's okay. All right, so we're transitioning into the trivia game, the Two Truths and a Lie.
Bro, I better win.
So
I was
gonna
trash
win, dog.
last time.
to make it
Trash.
like official or whatever, by the last question or the second to last question, like the two ending questions, are double points. So
Okay.
it's whatever, and then double points. So, all right, Brandon, you won the last one finally.
Wait, did I?
Yeah,
Yeah, you won.
I don't remember.
You're
Yeah.
like I was gone.
I'm going right now. I'm not gonna remember any of this tomorrow.
All right. So, yeah, if you want to look away, here we go. All right. Here's the first one. Goodness gracious.
All right, let's
on.
go.
Sam Raimi was very happy with the way the film turned out after editing and everything. That when he approached the studio for a fourth film and they declined, he was heartbroken. The second one is all the screams Kristen Dunst had for this film were recycled from Spider-Man 2. And then the third one, Bryce Dallas Howard performed his own stunts during the crane accident scene or whatever, unaware that she was pregnant at the time. Which one of those? is lie?
Dang, that sounds really true.
Okay, I know the first one was true about him trying to make a fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait,
So the first one was basically like,
I didn't know she had any kids. That's what I'm.
I mean, it doesn't. Well, I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make an abortion joke, but I'm not gonna do that.
Ooh.
you don't need to do that. That's fine. We try to keep
it
this
said. I'll just say
politically
this.
free.
The question was, she did her own stunts, and this is whether it's true or not. She did her own stunts during that crane incident scene, unknowing that she was pregnant. Like not knowing
So
that she was pregnant.
it's true that she did her own stunts. Now, the
Maybe
true. Oh,
the whole statement could be false.
okay.
That's the whole thing.
I understand.
So which one's true? Which one's not?
Okay. So,
Or which one's not true?
well,
I
that
think
first
it's the middle one, actually.
The second one.
Yeah.
second one was the what was that again? That was the
Second one was all of the screams from Kristen, from whatever her name is.
oh
Mary
we're fr-
Jane.
Kirsten Dunst.
We're from Spider-Man 2. They're recycled. Lazy.
I don't know about that. That doesn't seem right. Especially seeing that like she was on board for all three movies. It's not like she like got cut from the final cut of the movie for some strange
Kinda
reason.
Signed a contract, too.
She signed a
You know what I'm saying?
contract. So yeah, it's the second one. We're both gonna go with the second one.
Is that what you both are saying?
As
Yep.
you said second too, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Are you serious?
It's the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
The one that... Wait.
He didn't approach the studio. Somebody else did, and then they declined it. And he also was not heartbroken. He was like, okay, whatever.
That's
Really?
a really dumb detail.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid.
It was yeah, it was funny.
Dang it.
Okay. Here we go. Number 2 or the second one. Okay. First one is Kristen Dunst, a natural blonde, plays Mary Jane, who is a redhead, and then Bryce Dallas Howard, who is a natural redhead, played Gwen Stacy, who is a blonde. And then
That
the
sounds right.
second one is the first shot of Sandman forming from the sand. It took about 10 months to create with CGI and everything. And then the third one, this was Cliff Robertson's final film before his death on September 10th, 2011, at the age of 88. Which one is the lie?
Okay. All I know, he did pass away in 2011, and that would make sense.
But
But
that's,
that's a big-
pretty large gap between 2007
That is a
and
big,
2011.
that is a large gap, but I'm pretty sure he was like a pretty decently known actor. Like,
I
during the
remember
time
you
he was
talking about the
alive.
Sandman scene.
But 10 months seems like a long time to CGI one scene. It seems like a lot of time.
Were you just saying that during the movie just to throw us off right now?
I don't think so.
Dude, he's thinking about it. He's planning it.
You're just playing way far ahead. Okay.
You're
You're just spitting out
like
crap during the
18,000
movie.
times that he's talked about something CGI, it's been false. So
I told you something 2 years ago that is now coming into effect.
yes, dude, every single CG one has been bullcrap. Every single one. So I'm sticking with my guns. I'm gonna go with the CGI.
The third one.
The second one.
Which the second one? Okay.
it
I'll
did
go
not take
with-
10 months.
I'll go with the third one because
The third one.
Yeah.
The guy's
Cliff
last
Robertson.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan, you were right.
Yes.
It took 8 months.
I didn't want to go with that one.
Seriously.
It took 2 less months than what I put down on here.
Dog. Come on.
It still took them forever.
8 months. I will admit,
See, I remember you
when I watched
Yeah.
it, it was really like well made.
Yeah.
Like even for today's standards, I was like, wow, that's actually really good. Like that's something we commented on when we watched it. We were
Yeah.
like, this actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it would take them a long time, especially like, that time in. I want to say that time in history, but it's not like it was 30 years ago or something.
Back in those
Back in
days.
those days when it happened. But yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Brandon, you got to catch up, bro.
Back in, bro, he's
You know,
one.
I'm
He's
trying.
1 point behind, bro. Yeah,
I'm
you
just
gotta
kidding.
catch up, bro.
You're failing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So the first one is real sand was used for Sandman, except when the character was being buried alive. Or, yeah. Oh, except for when people were being buried or covered in sand. So they used real sand for Sandman, except for when people were being buried.
That makes sense. That sounds better.
And then the second one, hold on. I gotta continue. And then the second one is not only was there a fourth installation planned for this film, or hoped for, but there was a fifth and a sixth planned as well. And then the third one is with the scene at the jazz bar where Peter danced in front of MJ. That scene took a month to film because of dancing difficulties and extras not doing what the director was looking for during the scene.
A whole month, bro. No way. It took a whole month.
Oh, A lot of
Bro,
all
okay,
of that
so
sounds like
8
crap.
Dude, all 3 of them sound like they could be lies, honestly.
But what? Okay, can you repeat that first one? Because
Yeah.
There's no way.
So the first one is real sand was used for Sandman, except when characters were being buried or covered in sand.
Okay, so what happened to the times where he
Wait.
transforms into sand?
dog, that's the first one.
That sounds really,
Come on.
really, really false.
You can't say, "Oh no, they green
Okay.
screened it."
Oh, they green screen that sand. Yeah, there's Brandon. We going in on this one together?
They did take like each individual picture of a grain of sand and then
and then sewn it together. Is that how they did it in post? Is that how they did it?
Let's say that this excludes that scene where he's forming.
you could have said that during the question.
I know, but I
Except for
forgot to
when
write it
people
down.
are covered, and except for when
I forgot to write it down.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, still, literally the second
I'm
one
sticking with
was
that
what was
one.
the second one again? That you had like plans for like 5 and 6 other
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Okay, that
Well-
actually sounds kind of true.
I did hear about a fourth one, but I don't remember a fifth or sixth. So that would sound like something you would use for.
These all are trash. These all are garbage.
this one's harder.
It's making it harder because all of them are stupid. Ugh.
I'm still sticking with the first one because
Okay, so the
like
first one, second one, 5 and 6. What was the third again?
The scene at the jazz bar taking a month.
That one's trash.
so stupid.
That one's garbage too. How? I would honestly be confident with picking any 3 to be the lie.
Just like randomize it.
This actually makes me want to know what the true ones are. Honestly. Okay, so you're going with the first one, right?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I'm
one.
going. But that third one kind of sounds true, though. That sounds like something stupid that would happen. Now, it taking a month, that doesn't make any sense. I'm thinking about this way too hard.
I should do this type more often.
It's just, they're so stupid. Who thought about it as like, wow, this is a really good IMDb thing to put?
That one makes a little bit of sense because like some actors had no idea how to dance, and that takes a long time.
I mean, I could understand that. That does
It's
make
a
sense.
month.
So it's either
4
the
weeks.
first or the second one. Honestly, the first or the second one, that's the lie. But 5 and 6 sounds plausible, but that doesn't seem like it'd be like, yes, we're making a 5 and 6. That might have been a thing. It's like, well, if this one does good, we might do that. I don't want to copy Brandon's answer, but low-key, that's probably the stupidest one out of all of them. I'm not going to lie. But since I don't want to copy, second one.
There was no real sand in that movie. ever.
I mean, there
Come
was a
on.
little bit. I remember there being a little
The
bit.
dump truck for sure.
The dump truck, and when he was non-CGI'd hanging off that rooftop, you know, when he took his like boots out and like
Yeah, that one.
there's that. Which
Yeah. Are you guys locking in?
I'm doing 2 because I don't want to
One.
copy
You're doing
Brandon.
one. Okay. Sometimes IMDb, it seems like it's written by like a 5th grader, and I have to reword it, and I forgot to do that for this one.
Okay.
So you're both wrong. It was the third one, according to IMDb. Again, it was worded weird because there's no way that every scene except where they were getting covered and where characters were being covered was used with sand. Like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that him as a huge sand monster was real sand. You know?
It's like
I
there
didn't
were
even
very
think
few
about
scenes
that. I
where
was
there
like, yeah,
was
that would
real
make
sand.
no
yeah.
sense.
So you got to think. You got to think about how. In this, I guess it was just confusing. I apologize. We can disregard this one, but it didn't. There's no way it
I
would
mean,
have
we
taken
both
them a
lost it
month.
anyway, so
Right,
it
right,
doesn't
right.
matter.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, don't cut it out though, because like
No,
That
no.
was funny because they were all stupid.
All right.
All right, let's keep it going.
3 more. All right. So the first one is during the filming of this movie, one of the people on set had a stroke and was in the hospital for weeks and lost feeling of their entire left side of their body. So it essentially became like a, what is it? Not a paraplegic, but like you're numb on one
Sylvester
side.
Stallone.
Bro.
Yikes.
Dang.
But yes.
That's only
true,
true.
Okay. And then the second one is over 600 latex web balloons for that rally scene were hand painted and written on with a Sharpie. And then the third one is James Franco was doing this movie and filming Pineapple Express at the same time.
That seems very, very. That third one seems very true.
I'm so tempted to go, hey Siri, when was Pineapple Express released? Wait, don't say it. Shoot.
That third one sounds very possible.
You see, it sounds possible. That's why he would say it, just to throw us
That's
off.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, last
You're
questions
trying
were
to hold it back.
trash, so I don't know what to believe at this point. So I honestly think the third one sounds true. The first one was about the guy with the stroke, right?
Mhm.
That sounds true too.
I mean, somebody died in the first one, so
I honestly also don't think Andrew would stoop that low to make a story about someone who had a stroke on set. But knowing Andrew, that could actually be very plausible.
I mean,
going
I
to.
call George Lucas a pedophile, so
That's true. All right. So 2. I'm putting in 2. I'm locking in 2.
going with 2.
I don't remember what that one was, but the other 2.
It was 600 latex web balloons or whatever were actually blown up.
That's
and
the
used for Sharpie.
That honestly sounds true though too. Like that seems like something Sam Raimi would do to like put extra
Personally.
Like, yeah, he personally did every.
He
single
was up till
overnight.
4.
Yeah.
That seems like a detail Sam Raimi would do, just to like add authenticity to it. Like, so I think these all sound kind of true, but that
I'm gonna go with the first one actually.
I was
'cause-
about to say that too. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about doing the first one.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah.
You positive?
Yep.
You're second guessing now.
No.
No, you're
Yes.
locked in.
Locked in.
All right, you're right.
Yes.
That's right.
I was wrong. Yep,
Yes.
that was the lie.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
I stooped that low.
Oh, you really did.
Surprise.
I was thinking about it. I was like,
surprise.
they had one true about someone dying in the first, and Andy was like, all right,
I'm gonna
let's
use
take
that.
this and let's flip it. And
Let's
I was
flip
like,
it.
there's no way that there was that many incidents and I never heard about it. So I'm glad I really did go over that second one, but I was like, no, that sounds about right, actually.
Nice. So you have 2 points. Brandon has 1. Yeah. Okay. These are worth double points now. So, all right. Number 1. Originally, Sam Raimi didn't want to include Venom in this movie because he wasn't a fan of the character. However, he was pushed by Sony to include Venom as a sort of like a fan service.
That's true.
And then the second one is this movie was released the same day as Spider-Man 3 was, or as Spider-Man 3 the game was. And then the third one is the scene where Harry Osborn is in the hospital was shot in the same hospital that Doc Ock killed all those doctors in Spider-Man 2.
This is a hard one actually.
First one's true because I've already read that. That's true. He didn't want to do it, but then Sony was like, Venom, and they
Yep.
pushed
Fan
it.
service. We got to give him fan service. We got to
Yeah.
do an Avengers Endgame, even though that doesn't come out for forever.
Yes. So that's true. We can go ahead and just cut that one out of there. So it's either the second or the third one. That third one sounds a little flimsy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't see that being a big, like, oh whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, they're in New York. Like
What was the second one again?
Second one was the movie was released the same day as the Spider-Man 3 video game.
that's
The exact
plausible
same
too,
day.
honestly. Because I mean, here's the thing: if the game was released early, then it would spoil the movie. So it either came out
Same day though? Like
I think the Spider-Man 2 game came out weeks after the movie did. I think. I could be wrong.
He's sowing
Pretty sure
lies
that's
right
true.
now.
No, I'm pretty
He's trying
sure
to
that's
look
true.
like
second
he's trying to
one.
look like he's like trying to make this up. He's like, yeah, I think that was it. No, he's trying to knock us off our game. I know you, Andy. All right, so
Maybe.
I think it's the second one.
you think it's the second one?
Yeah.
I honestly think it's the third one because it's a different, like, same hospital, like canon wise or like production wise. Because I mean,
it didn't specify.
it could be a completely different set, and it probably was. Now being canon in there, but they never said that.
Yeah.
So I'm going 3.
I'll
Sure.
go with 2 just for diversity.
Let's do
Just for diversity. God. Ethan's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh. 3-1.
Oh
Suck
my
it.
gosh. You could nope. You can't even tie. I need
Let's
to
make this-
format
Said double
let's make this
points, so
triple
it wouldn't
points.
tie.
You want to make this triple points so
No,
that he can tie?
Sudden death.
Wait, what?
Let's make it so at least he can die, so that way all the previous points don't mean nothing.
That's true.
So let's do a triple point so that way Brandon can at least tie. Is that cool?
Oh, is there another question?
Yeah, there's
Yes,
one more.
there's one more.
Okay.
All right. Don't.
So I have to miss this, and you have to get it.
Yep.
Tie.
Here we go. Hopefully I don't drop this one like I dropped the last one. He was so excited that he fell out of his chair. Okay.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
The first one is the sound effect used for Venom's web slinging is the same as Spider-Man's, except they added the sound of a tape measure being retracted. And then the second one is with the disappointing reception which this film received and heavy criticism aimed at his performance, Tobey Maguire's career as a grade A leading actor came to an end after this movie. Let me reread that because I botched that like crazy. With the disappointing reception which this film received and heavy criticism about his performance, Tobey Maguire's career as a grade A leading actor came to an end after this movie. And then the third one is, during one of the scenes in Jameson's office, a newspaper in the background says Doc Ock still at large.
Doc Ock still a large thing sounds kind of simple, but at the same time, it would make sense if it was like an Easter egg. Second one sounds true because Tobey Maguire really hasn't been in anything huge since Spider-Man 3. Especially
What are you talking
since,
about? He was in The Great Gatsby.
Oh,
See,
a
that's
great
what
movie.
I'm thinking. Like that was technically like he worked with Leonardo DiCaprio, so
Yeah, but Andy wouldn't
he's
have
still
said
grade
that.
A.
He ordered The Great Gatsby if he wasn't just trying to mess us up by saying that.
Maybe.
So maybe yes, no, it's right.
Or
I know.
maybe I'm trying to get you to second guess yourself.
I'm sorry, what was the second one again? I always forget the second one for some reason.
It was the
What about
it was
Tobey
the Tobey
Maguire?
Maguire's career ending.
Oh, wait,
You want me to reread? real
because
quick?
I remember that one
Yeah.
in the.
So it was the sound effect used. The first one was the sound effect used for Venom's web slinging.
Okay, that's the
was
one I
the
couldn't
same as
remember.
Spider-Man's, except they had a tape measure retract, like add that sound
Did
to
he
it.
ever web sling in that movie though?
Oh yeah.
Really?
How did he? I mean, the huge fight where they're falling down a building. You remember at the very end when
I
him
feel
and
like
Spider-Man
he
are
used
falling
his
down the
stuff,
side?
but yeah.
That's what I mean.
I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the third one actually, because that feels like really simple.
Jameson's office.
Yeah.
Doc
First
Ock
one.
still at large.
Wait, still a large dog. Were they setting something up there?
Maybe. Are you locked in? What was your answer, Ethan?
First one.
First one. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Third. I'm
Okay.
sticking with it.
Ethan's right.
Of course.
Yeah.
I feel like you're cheating.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I
I
had to
swear,
point
I
it
was
this way.
looking down. I was literally trying not to look at the paper, not because I wanted to see it, but I was literally doing this the
Okay.
whole freaking time.
Okay.
I felt bad because I totally saw the first answer, not like the first answer of that, but the first like trivia one.
You saw the answer for that one?
I saw one of them, but it was like one of them was true, but I didn't see which one it was, but it was in like order of like 1, 2, and 3, and one of them was like true. I felt bad, and I was like totally gonna try to wipe this from my brain.
That's
So
okay.
I was like,
Oh well.
but
But yeah, that was it. So
Nice.
I guess Ethan won.
By like 8 points.
hey,
We need to do. I need to make like a bunch of that. Well, it's hard too. Because I need to find another source too. I need to combine IMDb trivia with another one.
Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Wikipedia have a trivia page?
Sort of. Kind of is a trivia page
in itself,
in itself, yeah.
it's true.
I suppose so.
That would be cool. You can do that.
Yeah. Well, before we move on to our next section, I have another spot for an ad as well. So we're going to slip that ad in there. Just here you go. And yeah.
Don't let your kids watch.
This is Alternate Endings. If you want to leave your alternate ending, go to patreon.com/talkthisway or follow me on Instagram at Andrew_Luttrell, Littrell, or follow the Talk This Way, the podcast at on Instagram. I'll have all of that stuff linked in the description. But Brandon, you want to tell us about your this one? Because you're the first one on here. So do you remember what it was? I can read it real quick. I have it all written down.
Did you like say it like word for word?
I don't think so. I think I hyphened it a little bit. You want me to just read it and then you add to it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm
So
too tired to
yeah, you're
remember
good. So Peter dies mid-battle when Sandman hits him square in the face, sending him falling off the building. He goes into a mid-death trance and wakes up in his car with Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben says, "Get up, Peter," along with the voices of his parents, Doc Ock before he became, Doc Ock, and then pre-Goblin Norman Osborn. all saying the same thing. Then a faint voice of Harry telling him to get up as well. And then Peter slowly comes back to life with full determination and overcome the enemy, launching himself slingshot style at Sandman and knocking him down to the ground.
And like for like cinematic context, I'm thinking like right after he does that, sand is still falling like in the background, and then he immediately goes into his battle with Venom again.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so cool.
That's straight Endgame vibes.
Dude, I was
That's what
about to
I'm gonna
say.
say.
Like, low-key, dude. That would have been so cool, man.
Yeah. It sucks though. I mean, they were planning a 4th and apparently 5th and 6th installment, so you know, it would have made more sense to do that
sad,
at the
though.
end, like if this was the last one that they plan to make, you know?
Yeah.
Because again, Endgame vibes. But otherwise, still, I
That's
still
so
feel like
cool,
even with
though.
that would have been awesome. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing.
Appreciate it.
All right. The next one is from Master Jay Gordon again, with a new one. So he says, "What if Harry got infected by the symbiote suit instead of Peter? Imagine a Venom Hobgoblin mix."
That actually would be kind of dope, though, low-key. I don't know how that'd work with, like, his gadgets and stuff.
But like the hatred he already
That's what
had.
I'm saying.
Bro, he would have been, like, crazy.
He would have turned into the devil himself.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have actually killed Peter at that point.
Like a more
Like, gone through
accurate
with it.
like a more accurate looking Venom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like bulkier and
Yeah.
more of a monster, I guess.
Dude, that would have been so cool.
Like imagine Hobgoblin but all black. Because it would have mixed with his like I know we're kind of used to seeing Venom as like a black version of Spider-Man,
Mhm.
but technically the symbiote suit just copies its host. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it wouldn't
Yeah.
have been a Hobgoblin Spider-Man Venom. It would have been a Hobgoblin and then a Venom Hobgoblin. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like imagine the
Right.
Hobgoblin. God, how many times am I gonna say it? But completely black and like more creepy and like monstery, like you said.
Like I'm thinking like design details.
Yeah.
Just like his father's suit, but like way more menacing.
Yep.
Like teeth and everything.
hmm
Mm.
Like an actual moving
Oh yeah.
kind of. Yeah. Instead of just
Oh,
his mouth
dude.
behind.
It looks so nasty, like so
Yeah.
cool at the same time.
Dude.
That would be
That
amazing.
actually would have been dope.
God, that would be
This
so
makes
cool.
me sad because we'll never see any of
I
this.
know.
Which is the saddest part.
Hopefully, somebody listening will take this idea and like animate it or something.
Sam
somehow.
Raimi.
Sam Raimi is
Sam
watching
Raimi
our
is an
podcast right now.
animator.
I don't care if he's an animator. Learn.
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 Dang.
Speaking of which, I got to add this too. J. Jonah Jameson in this movie was so funny.
Dude, he really was hilarious.
The whole
Well, I mean, he's
desk,
in-
like, thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Not that one.
Blood pressure.
Not that one. Not that one.
Remember to take your water with it.
Our audio listeners are not going to know anything of what we just did.
Heck.
If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what scene we're reenacting, though. All right. Moving on. This one is from Dyslexic Do. Dyslexic Do. That guy.
The man himself.
Yeah, you know who he
Man himself.
is. Dope guy. Possibly a guest star. We're working on it.
Come on, Dick Dyslexic something.
What'd you call him? Hold up.
So yeah, I can't speak.
Okay.
Shut up.
So he wrote post credit scene where we see some of Spider-Man's blood mixed with what's left of the Venom symbiote suit, therefore creating carnage.
Oh,
Bro, that would have been dope.
my man read his comics,
Dude. I'm not. But yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. I was like, I don't know much about Carnage, but I know he's in the next Venom movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good old
Venom 2.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Really?
Harrelson. Gosh.
Woody
He's going to be
Yeah.
Carnage?
He's the guy from Zombieland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
In Hunger
And-
Games.
Oh, yeah, he was Haymitch.
I mean, at the end of like Venom, there's like a little clip of him. I mean, spoiler alert, it's not really that much.
Yeah.
But he had like this awful curly red wig, and fans kind of had a bit of a
Oh my god.
fit about that. So he's not gonna have it in Venom 2.
Isn't that crazy though? I mean, it's a side note, but like low key, that how fans have so much influence now. Like
That's
because of
kind of
that.
crazy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you give a little teaser and it's like, look, this is what it's gonna be, and then fans are like, no. And
They're like, all right.
the creators and everybody are like, oh, okay.
I mean, prime example, Sonic. That first trailer came out. They were
We
like,
should
no.
we should watch that movie.
God, please don't. Please don't make me watch that.
I probably
I don't want to watch it.
That would be amazing to do, though, low
Would it
key.
be?
I want to watch it less now that they fixed it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Because
Would've
it's
been-
not bad
I wanted
enough
to watch
be a
it if
bad
it was
movie.
more of a tire fire. Like,
There's actually a theory going out that they purposely, like, they made it the right way to begin with, but they made it the trailer have the bad part in it just to get the publicity. To prove that point, we're talking about it right now.
that's true though.
What happened?
It's like-
What?
His brain was gone. It's mush.
like-
Mashed potatoes up there. Low key.
Dog, you have no idea how little sleep I got.
Dude.
I know we were in the car for way too long
Yo,
today.
my man's was passed out in the back. Like, he was like,
God.
I was slumped, bro.
Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Yeah, so
segue.
yeah, thank you for sending those in. Again, if you want to send in your alternate endings, just go to patreon.com/talkthisway or go to my Instagram or the podcast Instagram page. I post on both of them. So, yeah, so thank you for listening. Do you guys have anything to add about this movie that you want the listeners to know or anything like that? Or you want
I
your
really
grandkids
wish
to know?
that in an alternate universe, in this universe, that Sam Raimi just made as many Spider-Man movies as he wanted to, Loki. Because the newer ones are okay. I mean, they're good. But, like, we have so many reboots. I'm like, dude.
Here's what I'll say real quick. Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, horrible Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, horrible Peter Parker. And then the new guy's what he is.
I
He just is what
I
he
actually
is.
kind of agree with that. I actually do. Because as Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield was really good.
Yeah.
Now, like, as Peter Parker, he was too cool.
Right.
He was
That's
too
what I'm
cool
saying.
of a dude. He
Yeah.
was a dude who literally skateboarded and was like pretty good looking. I'm like, no, that's not Peter Parker.
Right, exactly.
He
You
was
know?
good with girls, like, right off the bat.
Yeah, I was like, no.
I mean,
that's-
look, you can't get a girl as pretty as Gwen Stacy as Emma Stone and not be popular. That's
Yeah.
just not possible. I'm sorry.
it's 100% not possible.
No,
Okay?
not at all. I don't
Can't
care.
do it. I don't care.
But yeah, it just Tobey Maguire. Like I said, I don't like him as an actor, but you know, I will say as far as like comic book, whatever, he was really good. As far as like, well, except for his age. His age was the only thing.
This is
but-
beautiful. This is like,
What?
there's
What
like an
is?
arc here with
Oh.
Andrew. The start of the Spider-Man first one, he was like, I hate Tobey Maguire.
I
thought he
still
was a
do.
terrible
He's
Spider-Man."
trash.
No, I'm saying that, but at least you're giving him his, you know, his due, I
I'm
guess.
getting
in
his
some
$5 due, I guess.
Hey, that's fine, but I mean, hey, it's like a,
I would rather watch Andrew Garfield and I can't remember his name.
I don't know about Andrew Garfield.
So basically,
Tom Holland.
Tom
you
Holland.
should just give Sam Raimi the credit for the Spider-Man,
Yes.
not Tobey Maguire.
Yes. That 100%. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, per the format, now that we're done with this trilogy, we're going to do a one-off movie and then do another trilogy. We haven't really landed concrete on what that next trilogy is going to be, but stay tuned on our social or on my social media to find out what that is. But the next movie we are going to do the one-off. We decided last minute. It's going
Literally
to
right
be
before this.
yes, it's going to be Life of Pi.
Hey.
I know nothing about this
Me neither.
movie
I've never seen it.
at all.
Y'all are gonna like it, 100%.
I heard it was one of those
Guarantee it.
movies that it's like Avatar, where it's like
Avatar.
like super in a way that it's like the CGI. Like the
Oh,
movie
yeah,
is famous for
yeah.
being so good looking, is
Okay.
from what I've heard.
Is the plot and story any good, or is it
Oh, absolutely.
okay?
I would
Oh.
say better than that.
Well, what movie could you compare it to that I might know?
Ooh.
Is it one of those like artsy films where like a lot of it doesn't really make
Sure.
sense at the time?
Like The
No,
Lighthouse.
No, it makes sense almost right off the bat.
Okay,
It's like coming of age, I guess, and about
that actually sounds kind of fun.
about a guy, like a kid, like finding God, like through the absolute worst of circumstances.
So it's a Jesus movie.
Yeah,
It's Christian based,
yeah,
really?
yeah. I was trying to say that
no, I
earlier.
remember hearing about that. That's why a lot of people that I talked to didn't like it. Okay.
Really?
No, I thought
That
it
makes
was.
sense.
I thought it was great. Honestly,
Okay.
I think.
Dude, let's watch
Well,
it.
Yeah.
That actually
we're
sounds
doing
fun.
it. I already said it, so we can't go back now.
Set in stone.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Cool. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thank you to all of our sponsors that sponsor this podcast. All one of them, or two of them. So yeah, be sure to check out my website for links to all of my content and for more information on this podcast at contenthook.org. Which, as we were talking about earlier, how we were in the car for so long, we just went to Chattanooga, technically today, or we left Chattanooga today, but we were there yesterday. We took so many photos, and I'm going to be posting them all on that website. So if you want to check out our trip, go on that website and check it out, contenthook.org. Do you guys have anything to plug? Do you want to give people your Instagram or anything, or no?
Y'all will never remember my Instagram.
Oh,
but
come on. It's so memorable.
But it is memorable. That's the thing. It's just long.
It's memorable but long. It's a unicorn of the masculine variety. Yeah.
I love tagging you in posts.
No, you don't.
Great, because it takes up half the screen. When you're
Yeah,
like,
and I have
all
to
right.
like zoom
You
it
have to,
really
you have
small.
to pinch it out so it's not.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to follow him, do that. Be sure to
Appreciate
say, "Hey, I'm from Talk This Way podcast. What's up?"
And you'll be my best friend.
Yep. So yeah. If you guys could rate this movie 1 out of 10, aw, Goblin gonna cry, or Goblin Jr. gonna cry, what would it be?
Start with me, because we always start
Yep.
with
We
me.
always start with you.
I am honestly going to say,
And remember, you have to say it.
I'm not going to format this. So I say, whatever I
whatever
say,
whatever you want to say.
that, and then out of that, I guess that's how I would say that.
Okay.
Okay. Probably, shoot. I really like this one. I'm not going to lie. I honestly liked it more than the second one. Honestly, it's not nostalgia-wise. I mean, the first one is what I watched all the time. So that's still my favorite. But this is definitely my second favorite out of the trilogy. I would probably give it... I'm going to do an 8.5. Aw, Goblin Jr. I'm going to cry. Out
Nice.
of 10. Because it's actually like... I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I think me going in thinking I was going to hate it helped me.
Lowering expectations for a movie oftentimes makes it better.
Yeah, because I had genuinely had fun with the movie. I was
Yeah.
like, this is actually kind of fun. And I was watching it, and I was like, I always do this. I always start the movie like being super jokey and like making fun of it.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through it, I'm like, oh, dang, it's actually really good. And I get like super into it, and I'm just like, well, shoot, here we go. But...
Yeah.
But definitely, I had a lot of fun. It's definitely really, really good movie. So.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't think of another meme to use because like it doesn't grammatically work for me. But anyway, it's I'm gonna give it like 7 out of 10. Horrible yellow eyes. No, I'm kidding. 7 out of 10. Whatever you just said. Goblin Jr.
Oh, Goblin Jr. gonna cry.
Gonna cry.
Yeah, I can just picture horrible Tobey Maguire doing that in my head. Gonna cry.
The eyeliner and everything.
Exactly,
great.
the emo hair.
I'm excited to hear what you were gonna put on it.
It honestly, when I was writing this script, I couldn't decide. I was like, man, it's so good. But the second one has so much nostalgia, so I think the only way I can correctly rate these movies as a whole, or even this movie as a whole, is to take out the nostalgia. Which I know last episode I rated that. What did I rate that? Like a 7, 8? I think I rated it like an 8. Taking the nostalgia out of it, I would put that number down to a 7 and put this one at an 8. Goblin Jr. gonna cry?
Where was that?
Goblin Jr. gonna cry.
There you go. Good.
But yeah, I thought this movie, I love this movie. I honestly like this movie more than the second one, like straight up. Taking nostalgia out of it, this third one's my favorite out of all of them. So.
We're going against the grain right now.
I know.
low-key.
Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi all said that the second one was their favorite, like versus the first and the third one. So I was like, whoa. But anyway, all right. Well, tune in next time. Stay away from this coronavirus. Good Lord.
Yeah, stay inside. All you introverts, this is your time to shine. Low-key.
Away from each other.
Away from each other, yes.
Yep. Practice social distancing, all that good stuff, even though we're just in chat.
And if you got the coronavirus, stay home.
If you
Loki,
yes.
I don't want to see you outside coughing all over everything. Okay.
Catch you outside. How about that?
I will.
I'm just
God.
kidding. All right. See you guys.
All right. See ya, Parker.
Parker. You have to do like some sort of thing at the end of every single episode.
You thought about it. You had to think about it real quick.
anything from that movie.
Parker.